What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another vlog, and today I'm in Chicago, Illinois. It's my first time here, and I'm really excited to be here and explore what the city has to offer. So far, it's a really beautiful city with beautiful architecture, so I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna be exploring many neighborhoods, but today I'm just gonna focus more in the downtown area, the Loop and everything, and try to explore everything around the city. So I'm gonna take you guys with me, so join me. So Chicago is really unique and really cool. And one cool thing is that it has the subway train that goes above ground in the heart of downtown. Also has a river that goes right in the middle of the city. So I think that's what makes the city pretty unique. Besides the architecture there, you see what I'm talking about. The subway train passing right on top of the skyscrapers. And then over here is an honor for me to see what used to be one of the tallest buildings in the States before the Freedom Tower took over, which is the Sears Tower. I know the people from Chicago, they call it Sears Tower, but I guess the tourists, they call it Willis Tower. But it's like a simple but a beautiful structural building, so I'm gonna walk in front of it to see what the building looks like. So this is like a unique vibe and a main attraction in Chicago. Like you're walking in the heart of this tall skyscrapers in the downtown, but then they got like a above ground subway train that passes right here. Like in many other cities, like in New York, they have above ground like this, but it's usually like outside of downtown. But over here, like right in the heart of downtown, it goes like around, and you can do like many connections with the subway line. So I think that makes the city pretty interesting. But let's go ahead to see what the Sears Tower looks like. So far, the weather's just perfect, like in the high 60, like 69, and not hot, not cold, no wind either. So I thought it was gonna be windy, but so far the city's been treating me pretty good. So then, like I said many times, I've seen the Sears Tower on television and on pictures, and I've always dreamed of walking in front of the building, you know. So for me, it's like an honor to be walking in front of it. Like I'm gonna see right here, it's like a pretty plain architecture, but super tall, you know. Like pretty simple, but I think it's pretty unique. It's just an entrance, and I think they have an observation deck all the way in the top. It's also like another building, I believe it's the John Hancock building, but it got also like a really observation deck on the top. Like it's like a 360 view, and it feels like you're floating right with the skyscrapers. And I heard like in a good day you can see Wisconsin, Indiana, and I believe Michigan all the way in the top, and Lake Michigan. So I think it makes it pretty interesting. Like I say, Chicago is a really, really beautiful city, and you see some old architecture, but there's a lot of brand new, I'm not gonna say like brand new, but a lot of modern architecture, because back in the days, I forgot what year, but there was like a fire that set up and destroyed the whole entire city. So they started developing like brand new skyscrapers. So they also call it, you know, City of the Skyscrapers, and I think it is the biggest city in the Midwest and the third largest city in the United States after New York and LA. But yeah, I think Chicago's really, really worth a visit. You can hear me, but I really love the streets here. And this is a Monday, so I don't really see much people. I'm not sure if this is normal in Chicago. Or maybe I'm so used to seeing the crowd in New York City, but I love how wide the streets are, the sidewalks really clean. The details, collections of the buildings. It's really, really beautiful. So people who live in Chicago, they should be proud of this amazing city. Now I'm gonna walk a little forward to walk by one of the main attractions, the Chicago Theater, to see what's going on. Like I said, I can't really get enough of the streets of Chicago. Like, so beautiful, really impressive. And then you got like a fountain in this tall building right here. Really beautiful fountain. And I feel a little bad because the media doesn't really treat the city good. They always focus on the negative side, but remember that Chicago is a really huge city. And like every other city, there's good and bad, so you just gotta, you know where you're going and stuff. But I highly recommend that you guys come here and visit the city. also in Chicago, you can do like you do in New York City. They got their own biking. You can rent over here. Rent a bike and then you get just bike around the city. Then they got these beautiful bike lanes too. Pretty organized in a pretty well planned city. And then over here's a blue line subway train. Do you guys remember the way I got to Chicago O'Hare? I took the blue line all the way to downtown. So it makes it like really convenient. This is Monroe Street. So this city really has it all. This one here looks like it's a main street. It's called State Street, and I know there's a lot of shops, a lot of architecture here. Really beautiful, pretty wide streets. I really like how they decorate the subway entrance.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then like,
there's a couple of people walking around. Not too much, but you do see the people in the shops over here. Then if you go to Michigan Avenue and you cross the river, it turns into the Magnificent Mile, where you got like a lot of expensive shops and stuff. So we might take a little peek over there, see what's going on. Really, really beautiful. I like how they decorate it with plants to make it look beautiful, you know. And then as I'm walking ahead over here, I got some main Chicago icons for this, the Chicago Theater. And then in the background you can see two twin towers, what they're called the Marina Towers. So I'm sure you can see it clearly. It's right there ahead of me. So let me try and see if I can get a good shot. Here's an icon in Chicago, the theater. It's like an older vibe. At nighttime it's beautiful too because of lights. And you know a lot of tourists that come here, so I'm doing the touristy thing. Let me snap a picture with this. And then the Louvre, the subway train is right there above ground, so I know the river's not far from here. But yeah, it's amazing. So that was a little bit of the Chicago Theater. Still around the Loop area, but now I'm gonna walk around the main attraction, which is the Riverwalk, and I think this is like an icon of the city of Chicago. But then ahead of me, you're gonna get a view of all this structures of building. This are the Marina Towers. Pretty much like the Twin Towers, so this is a good Instagram shot right here. And I gotta say, it's getting really warm over here, but I don't mind it because I'm really enjoying the moment over here. I guess the weather here changes a lot too, like any other state around the United States. So this is like an attraction here, the river that goes through the middle of downtown with all the skyscrapers, so it makes it pretty unique to take pictures. Then you see the Riverwalk go around, so you can actually walk the whole thing. Those have got like the water taxis around, you can take it around. And the Marina Towers. Yeah, so far really, really, really beautiful city. Like I say, really beautiful Riverwalk. And like I say, actually you can walk around this. I think I'm gonna walk like at least 1 block on an avenue, and then I'm gonna make my way to Michigan Avenue or the Magnificent Mile to see what's going on the other side of the river. So I'll take you guys with me. So really perfect scenery when the weather is perfect, not hot and cold. And I believe like in the evening when the sunset's falling down, it must be awesome to be around here and capture like the background with the skyscrapers. That's one thing I like doing in every city I go. Like they have the unique way of having a sunset, so it's pretty awesome, you know. So here showing you, and talking about water walks and talking about river walks. I think one city I want to visit is San Antonio because they got also like similar style with this unique touch of Texas. Let me give you a 360 view. Gorgeous, right? And then I think they got like a Mexican store over here, which I saw last night, but I guess they open later in the evening. And I think that's a Chicago waterway, like a taxi you could take from one side of the city to another one. Actually, I walked the Riverwalk like at least one block, and now I'm in Michigan Avenue. And if I go on the other side, it's gonna turn into the Magnificent Mile. Then I see another tall building in Chicago, the John Hancock Center. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of skyscrapers. And I think after New York, Chicago might be like my second favorite city in the United States. Just because of this tall, you know, massive buildings over here. Just gorgeous. So over here I made it in the Magnificent Mile. A pretty big street with a lot of skyscrapers. And I like how they decorated really beautiful over here with the flowers. A lot of stores and stuff. And the architecture here is amazing too. Like, look at the details of these buildings. It's like a playground, you know, of photography. And you can find a little bit of everything from restaurants to shops. So I'm gonna walk party to the end, see what's going on. Not sure what's happening around here. It actually passes over a street, kind of has a little feel of a Chelsea High Line. This is actually a hotel, Intercontinental. Stores like Boss, the Nordstrom is right there. Pandora across the street. It's like a lot of hotels. A really, really beautiful street. I like how they clean it, you know. I like how they keep it pretty nice and clean. It feels like it's summer, but it's literally the middle of October. It's just crazy how the weather changes a lot. Here's a Marriott hotel. Yeah, I really like how they have the plants and a little bit of vegetation around here. That's beautiful. So I'm still walking through the Magnificent Mile. I gotta say, I'm really, really impressed, you know, with the street. Even in the other regular streets, it's beautiful. This looks like a pretty modern, you know. The vibe feels really good, you know, and like I said, the weather's really helping out a lot. Let me see what the regular street looks like over here. So I made a detour in one of the regular streets. And I gotta say, you know, not too crowded, but it looks pretty cool. Surrounded by the tall skyscrapers. Just trying to show you like a vibe, you know, outside the main street. And I see some popcorn joints here. I remember I was live streaming yesterday. And some of the viewers, they recommend me to try some of the popcorn spots in Chicago. So I'm probably gonna do it, but I'm gonna save up the dinner for tonight. Meeting up with other people to have some nice dinner. But yeah. Walking around in squares. And I don't know, I can see myself living over here if it didn't have like some really rough winters, but even when it's frozen, the pictures of Chicago under ice is pretty nice. So now I'm making my way to one of the main attractions in Chicago, which is Millennium Park. And a lot of people, they call it the beam, but it's actually, it's called the Cloud Gate. It's like it looks like a shape of a beam, you know, but you can see it's like a mirror, and a lot of people, they go there and they take a picture, and you can get the view of the downtown Chicago. So I gotta go check it out. I was there in the nighttime, but I was there in the nighttime, but they were about to close it, so I had to rush. But now I'm gonna go take my time and take a look at the beam. This is the park right here. You can see it's covered with the barricades. Not sure what time to close it, but it was not even 10 o'clock yesterday when they were trying to shut the park down. But now I'm gonna do the best to enjoy the park. So really beautiful here. You got a structure that looks like if you're in Greece. And the nighttime is beautiful. Like I said, I walked here last night, and I wish it was better when it had the fountain on. Then the huge space over here. And I'm a huge fan of urban parks. When you see the greenery, you know, the structure of the parks mixed with the skyscrapers, I think it gives it like a good, unique vibe. And it's like a picture perfect stuff. So really interesting. know, here there's something I've seen from the air. It would have been good with a drone shot to capture what it looks like around here in pictures, but now I'm seeing it right in front. And I really love this piece of collection of art here, so futuristic. I'm not sure if there's like a park over here, and I think they perform like music and stuff. You don't see much going on, but I'm gonna show you. This is pretty impressive. It's like a spectacular view. This is really, really beautiful and really amazing. Millennium Park, so it's like two parks connected together, and there's a huge fountain on the other side, I believe. So I'm gonna keep walking forward to see what else can I find. So now I'm walking in one of the main attractions in Chicago, which is Cloud Gate, or like a lot of people, they like to call it the Beam. It's right there ahead of me. It's like a pretty open plaza. You get a view of downtown Chicago in the back. The sun shines right here. Perfect shot right here. A lot of people. There's a lot of people, and you could go underneath too, so I don't know if I could take turns to walk in front of the beam, see what's happening around here. See what's going on. Let's see if I can see myself around here. Actually, you know what? One thing I like to do, like I did in St. Louis, that I felt the arc, I want to see how this feels. It's like a structure of glass, I guess. So far, I have to admit, this is a really beautiful park in Chicago. And it's crazy how you got the park over here, then ahead of me is like the downtown. You see the subway train passing above. So that is what makes the city pretty unique. And then there's another attraction over here. There are like some neon lights with picture of faces. So I'm gonna see if the park is open. So actually the park is open, but it doesn't have like the water. I guess that's like a summer thing. But it's pretty spacious, so I'm gonna take a look at it around, see what's going on. So over here you see it. It's like a connection of Grand Park with Millennium Park, but I think this is still technically part of Millennium Park. And that woman, it's like it pretends like it spits some water or something like that. The same thing goes over this side too. Usually like some water would come out and this would be filled up with water, and you see like a lot of kids playing around here. Really spacious park over here. But I want to go like to the main attraction, to the fountain. I gotta check on the map to see where it is. I think it's somewhere around that way, and I think that's gonna be really beautiful. Maybe the grand finale of the video, or my first video in Chicago. So let's see. So I'm walking around here, I'm really loving the street, the way how the park connects with all this beautiful architecture, you know, all these beautiful buildings over here. But I'm gonna walk to Grand Park because I know the fountain is somewhere around there, and that's where you get probably like a nice view of downtown Chicago. So let's see what it has. And then as I'm crossing to the park, it's so cool to see that the blue line goes over here. Pretty long railway because it goes, you know, from Chicago O'Hare all the way to a park at the end, and at some point it resembles a little bit of Toronto, Canada by the CN Tower. I just gotta figure how do I get to the park and maybe check out Lake Michigan there. Over here you get a little view of downtown Chicago. And then one thing I like about Chicago is that it's not so crowded like New York. So I think it's pretty much easier when you want to get like a picture of the city. And ahead of me is Lake Michigan. I gotta say, it really feels like it's summer. The weather's just perfect, no wind, gorgeous, blue sky. I mean, what else can you ask for? Beautiful city. So I think I'm gonna cross to get a feel of Lake Michigan and call it a grand finale. So all I gotta say is just wow. Wow and wow. I knew Chicago was beautiful, but to see it in person, it really impressed me. So happy to be here, and what a better way to end up in the beautiful Lake Michigan. You got my friends the ducks all over there, and I don't know, it's just like a God's creation, you know, the weather, everything. Blue's my favorite color. Right here you can see in the background. all I gotta say is just wow, amazing evening right here, amazing exploring the city. And this is just like my first day around here, and I got like 4 more days to go. I'm gonna try to make the most off of this trip and explore everything the city has to offer. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.